Did you know it was National Camera Day?
I had no idea.
And did you know you were on camera that whole time?
I did know I was on camera the whole time. I was leaning the wrong way though. Trying to get in the shot, going away from the shot.
I still am learning. I don't know which way to lean, where to look, none of it. But I do know that you are here, and Triumph Law, we always love when you come in. And we're going to talk today. You know, you're always you break down some very challenging topics. Car wrecks sometimes, injuries, but it's important for people to know. I mean, we have to get them level set on what they need to know if some of this stuff happens.
Right.
Today, semi-trucks, not a super fun topic, but something we again need to know. You want to talk about some of these accidents that are involved with these big rig trucks that we see all over the place?
Yeah, and you know, the funny thing is, right, these trucks are driven by professional drivers who are typically better drivers than you and I.
Yes.
That's what they do for a living. But sometimes they do things that are wrong. Sometimes they're negligent. Sometimes they haven't been trained well enough in how to handle this vehicle. I mean, these vehicles are 80,000 pounds. If they come in contact with your car's losing every single time.
No kidding.
And that's when they're loaded, but even when they're not loaded, they're like 30,000 pounds. So, I mean, that's multiple times heavier than your average vehicle.
What's causing these that you've seen? I mean, is it the driver itself? I mean, you say they're specially trained. Other drivers kind of surrounding these cars? Like, what are the causes?
Yeah, the cases that we see are typically where somebody's driving a car and a big rig or 18-wheeler causes a crash. And so that's usually the driver being inattentive or not having enough training, maybe some of the worst case scenarios under the influence or something. But the cases we don't see as often, that probably happen much more frequently, are the cases where regular drivers like you and I, maybe they cut these trucks off, not accounting for the fact that this 80,000 pound vehicle is going to take a whole lot more time to stop than an average car, or sitting in the blind spots on either side. If you can't see the driver in their rear view mirrors, there's a good chance they can't see you.
Good call. So those are some mistakes I can see that just kind of common drivers like you and I can make when we're kind of around these trucks. It's easy to get a little bit freaked out when you're around these trucks. You see it happen all the time where people are a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious about passing and being on the sides of these. And I am assuming we make mistakes all the time.
Right. No, I think that's the case. And I know, like, personally, the way I deal with big rigs is, you know, ideally, if I can be a lane away to give them space, that's what I like to do. I definitely don't like to sit beside them. I don't think that's a great idea. If you can be in front or behind them, that's better. You just want to make sure that you're doing what you can as a driver to make sure that that driver who's driving the larger vehicle has the opportunity to take evasive action. Maybe they need to do that.
You bet. They need some space. I like that. Who are the potential defendants in some of these things when and sadly if they do happen? Who are we seeing lined up as defendants in these cases?
The easy ones are the driver of the truck and the trucking company itself, or the owner of the truck. But some less obvious answers. Sometimes the party who is shipping material may have some insurance coverage that affects the coverage in the crash. The owner of the trailers, which isn't always the same as the owner of the truck. The party we call a broker, the party who kind of sets up the delivery in the first place, can have some insurance coverage. So what we have to do initially when dealing with these big rig crashes is make sure we're kind of getting our hands on what is all the available insurance coverage, because a lot of these cases, because these trucks are so large, when they have an impact with a regular commuter car, I mean, they're a lot more catastrophic than your average car-to-car crash. That
seems right. Some steps that people need to think about and take if they are in a collision with a truck?
Same thing you would do with a car, but people miss a big one all the time. So you want to take pictures, right? We all have our phones with our cameras on it.
That's right.
Pictures of IDs, driver's license, insurance information, license plates numbers on every vehicle that's there. And pictures of the damage to all the vehicles. And the one that I notice that people miss all the time when they're involved in crashes with big rigs, either they can't do it because it's a really serious crash and they can't attend to it, or they just don't think about it. The damage to the truck itself, which is often just going to kind of be a lot less significant than the car, but it can be really helpful in terms of figuring out exactly what happened between these two vehicles and how the crash happened.
It's fitting that it's National Camera Day, and that's one of the things you said, that we have to have that. Can't take those pictures.
We have it, yeah.
Chronicle that moment, sad as it may be, but important. That is crucial information to get.
Totally.
And you do it. We should, like, it was selfie day a couple weeks ago. You missed that.
Oh, I did. Oh my God.
Take a
I have no
together.
selfie with you.
He is Robert Karakoff. Always nice job here. Triumph Law, breaking down some of those tough subjects. We'll put up a little information about Triumph Law. There you see him there. Address up in Folsom. You're on a billboard right by my house, by the way.
All right.
I look at you on my way home every single day.
I didn't do that on purpose.
I waved to you.
Awesome.
I waved to you. TriumphLaw.com for a little more information.